Hi everyone, welcome to the Writhing Minute. On today's episode, I want to talk a bit about mental health because for some of you, I don't know if I mentioned it on Blue Sky, but I went through a bit of a personal tragedy a little while ago, and it really forced me to stop just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And instead of that, it forced me to look at actually getting therapy again and getting maybe some self-help as well based on previous therapy stuff. I think mental health is really important. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything, and that goes for your brain just as much as your back, your knees, your back, your anxiety attack, yeah, all that good stuff. So I've been getting into journaling lately. I journal my feelings because emotional regulation is really important to me personally. I value it a ton. I've been cutting down on my rumination because every day I sit down and breathe for about 4 minutes. I can't do the 10 minutes. I've done literally hours of meditation, and I find that just doing a short thing every single day already helps me not focus so much on the things that I usually ruminate on. The reason that I want to talk about this in the first place is because my mental health affects my art making. It affects my storytelling, and it sure as hell affects the rest of my life. And if sitting down for 4 minutes a day, breathing and trying to focus on the amount of out breaths I take, if that helps me stop ruminating, then I think that's a good thing. I don't need to sit for half an hour and, imagine my feelings as a cloud passing over a sky. I've done that. It's got its merits, but honestly, I've seen a lot of results the past few weeks, at least. Now I more often than not catch myself when I'm just in a really bad thought vibe. Like you ever just have the cloud, it's a storm cloud, and usually I just sit in the storm cloud and just keep stewing. And after just taking 4 minutes out of my day to try and breathe and focus on trying to breathe, well, it's a bit more complicated than that, but just counting breaths basically in a specific way has given me the ability multiple times to, when that dark cloud comes around, just be like, what am I doing, bro? Why am I sitting and stewing in this right now and making my entire vibe shitty instead of just acknowledging the emotion, feeling it, and then letting it go? Like I let go the things that interrupt the counting of the breaths. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine to numb the feelings. There's a difference. It's not fine to numb those feelings. It's okay to maybe postpone them until you're not dealing with a customer or just walking around getting groceries. It doesn't serve me to burst out crying or shouting in the middle of a situation that could make my mood worse, Doesn't mean I have to be happy all the time. It just means I feel my feelings and I do what I need to do. And when I have the occasion to take a little break for myself and just fully go into that emotion and vent maybe to somebody, then yeah, that's fine. But numbing is not good. I do not like, I I've done that before, and it doesn't work. It just makes everything worse. So yeah. Yeah. Another thing I've been doing is like getting into routine. Oh my god. I hate when a day just goes on and on and on. I want there to be slots in my day where I do a specific thing, or maybe not like slots, but I want there to be an order to things personally. Like, my schedule is tailored to me. It went through like 4 iterations. I have ADHD, so planning anything around me is kind of difficult, but I need a plan, because if I do not have a plan, then the week just feels like one long drawn out day where I don't get to rest, journal, reflect, or do anything at my pace. So that's what I've been doing to chill out and maintain the garden of my mind, instead of just tearing out something that doesn't work and planning something else in without really thinking about it much beforehand, or thinking about it but not really critically thinking about it and taking time, like at least a day, instead of like hyper focusing and just glossing over other ideas to try to get it fixed as soon as possible, whatever I'm going through, because that's just not how shit works. So yeah, I'd like to maybe finish this up with a few mental health hacks I think are bullshit. So here's a rapid fire round. 1, telling yourself you're excited instead of anxious to release anxiety. I believe that, first of all, that actually works better with stress, not anxiety. Know the difference. Stress is more an adrenal state, anxiety is more of a critical nervous system response. Second of all, if you're anxious, delusions could make you worse. They could even lead to paranoia and even more self-doubt, because if you bury or mask your feelings, you don't name them, and you don't process them. But they will persist and manifest in other ways, like depression or self-blame. It's a vicious cycle. Just because the connections in the brain are similar doesn't mean you should handle them exactly the same. That's narrow-minded. Anxiety can be very personal. If you need help with it, just find out what triggers you or something, or find out what you need. Talk to a therapist. Second tip, stop complaining / be positive. I believe as human beings, some complaining can be healthy for us. Complaining and venting in combination helps us to feel relief. It also helps us feel more connected and sometimes helps us keep things in perspective. So yeah. What's not okay is only focusing on the bad. What you focus on grows, you know? Lastly, if you want to get everything done, just have a good routine. No. Like, I value a routine, and I can tell you that if you have a good routine, you can't always follow it. And that's, yeah, you have to have a basis of, like, the values that, well, for personally, what works for me is I built my routine around my values. What do I want? I want to feel clean. I want to not be fucking tired all the time. All that. And, you know, what I do at what time is kind of secondary, I guess. I don't know. Don't have a lot of time to organize my thoughts because the video is at an end. So I will see you next week. Probably. Hopefully. You know, if the world hasn't exploded by then. This has been the Writhing Minute. Bye.